Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Quintos. This is my first video that I'm putting on YouTube. Uh, Basically, what I'm going to be telling you to do is how to start up a challenge for Final Fantasy Tactics to do a solo character playthrough. My first video series that I'm going to do for sure, hopefully I make it all the way through, is a geomancer challenge. But what I'm going to do right now is just kind of explain to you the how-tos, what I've learned from InsaneDifficulty.com and other websites, settings that have worked for me. Whether or not it works for you, I don't know, but this is just kind of my ramblings on what I've learned myself. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to download a emulator. I use the EPSXE emulator. You're going to want to download a bin file of Final Fantasy Tactics, or you can run it from a CD-ROM. I personally found that running from a CD-ROM is a little slower, have more issues, so I downloaded this bin file here for the Tactics bin. You can find it a plethora of places. You can go to an emulator website or download them from like a torrent kind of thing. You know, as long as you have a copy of the CD, it's not illegal. So yeah, that's my Final Fantasy Tactics right there. Just click it up and start it up there. Alright, so now one of the things I do want to show you before I get too far into this is I want to show you the settings that I'm using on EPSXE. These might not work for you, but this is just what works for me. As far as video is concerned, I am using the PSX emulation cheater from the Pete's plugins. Download. I skipped a bunch of stuff. You want to download the BIOS for PlayStation. Just Google it and download the BIOS. Put it in the file. I'm going to download Pete's plugins. I'm using the PSX emulator cheater. And you configure, use the Pete's D3D driver. These are the settings that I'm using. So if that helps you, you can pause it here and set the settings up and see if that works for you. I like using the windowed mode myself. And then the other thing that you want to configure is you want to configure your sound. I'm using the Eternal SPU, just what works best for me so far. These are my settings here. Okay, and the other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do your memory card. You're going to have to download a memory card program. The program that I found that works for me is actually the Mem Card Rex. This is Mem Card Rex 0.8 here. What you're going to do when you first get it, you're going to start the game up with the bin, run ISO, and do your bin right here. And you're going to start a game and save it. You're going to want to go here and go into your folder wherever you have your memory card saved and open up that. For instance, mine was here. That's where I have FF9 and FFT here. Where you have your save that you just made, and you're going to go File, and you're going to save it as something else. I personally saved mine, a bunch of other things, but the one that I'm working on right now is the Geomancer, so I saved it as Geomancer. But the main thing you want to do is you want to go down here and you want to change from MCR to GME, because GME is the only program that, the only way you can save it where you can utilize the next program that I'm going to tell you about, which you need to download, which is FFTastics. And that's this program here. This is how you can change it so that you can only have one character, so you can have the class unlocked right away. So what I'm doing here is just go open, and I go to that GME file, and notice that I can't open MCR, I can only open the GMEs. I'm opening up my Geomancer here. Alright, now I've got my character here, which I'm going to rename Quintos, because that's what I like to go by. Quintos here for my video games, and then you're going to go into jobs. And one of the things that it took me a while to figure out here is you can't just click this here, Geomancer, and have that unlocked. What you got to do is you got to go through and you got to manually input the levels here in order to unlock whatever you'd need to unlock. So since this is the PS1, you know, you can unlock Monk at level 2 9 instead of level 3, and 200 experience, blah blah blah, JP. Work your way through all the way down. You know, you can figure it out utilizing websites to try and figure out what you need to unlock whatever class it is you're going to play as. In this case, it's Geomancer, so I needed Squire level 2, Knight level 2, Monk level 3 to get my Geomancer unlocked. And I personally don't want any other abilities because I'm doing the solo character class, so I have no abilities unlocked. I went through and unchecked anything that's in here since I'm doing the solo character class challenge. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go through, and if you're going to do it like me, you want to have no, I'm starting the challenge pretty early on, right off the bat. One of the only things that I'm going to do in order to make things easier for myself is I'm going to give Delita auto potion. But usually when you start off a thing, all of these guys will be checked active. You want to unclick them as active. The only one that you want active is Ramza. And then if you go down to 17, this took me a while to figure out too, you want Delita active. In order to unlock this, I went through here and manually inputted the JP required in order to unlock potion, high potion. This is the ones that he automatically had. I just left those and then added auto potion onto that. That's another 400. And manually put the input for the JP here, and that unlocks those. And, you know, he's not actually going to use those because my personal stance is that Delita's better as a monk and not as a summoner. So this is just to unlock the auto potion ability. You can do it another way. You can, if you want to go straight without utilizing this to give yourself any help, you can do that first battle with your 5 characters and have your chemists pin their chemist into the corner, and you can just attack him and have him heal, and use spillover JP in order to give Delita the ability of auto potion. To me, I've done it before on my iPhone. I did it, and I know it's easy enough to do in that first battle. The challenge doesn't really start until Dorter for most people, and that's where I'm starting the challenge really for me. I mean, I'm only going with 2 characters before then, but as far as I'm concerned, the challenge starts at Dorter. That's what most people do. So yeah, so you're going to do that. You're going to have all that done, and you're going to click Save or Save As, and save it as your thing on FFTastics. And then you're going to go to Config, and you're going to change your memory card. And what you want to do here is you want to do, instead of doing your MCR, you're going to want to switch over to your whatever you saved on your FFTastics, which mine is going to be Geomancer, and that'll be your memory card file. So when you go to the continue screen on your Final Fantasy Tactics, what you'll do is you'll select the memory card, whichever memory card you selected, you'll go to slot 1 or slot 2. If you did memory card 1, you'll do slot 1, and show you in a second once it gets going. And so I'll go to continue here, and then I will jump down, slowly loading, jump down here to slot 1, and what it's going to do is it's going to actually say Squire, but this is the one that you're going to select. You open that up, and then what will happen is this will actually start you at the first battle, Magic City Garland. It skips the initial battle with Gavgorian and Agris because that's just kind of a tutorial battle. But when you do FFTastics, this is where you start out, and I'll start you out with that one character. And as you can see, I have no other characters with me, and I am a geomancer. So yeah, that's how you get that started. A couple other things, what I'm using to record. I'm using the Hypercam. Pretty easy to use. Downloaded it within 5 minutes. I was ready to go when I was recording, and yeah. So this is my initial video. I'll be posting my Geomancer videos next. If I get through that one, I may post more. May do a ninja challenge or a monk challenge. I think maybe do a time mage challenge. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. But the first one that I want to do, and the one that I had already started on my iPhone, was a Geomancer challenge. And I accidentally broke my iPhone and lost my save when I got a new phone. So I know that this one is fun. I know that I've enjoyed it. So I'm going to start with the Geomancer challenge, but this isn't necessarily tied to the Geomancer challenge. If you want to set up a different challenge, this is just to kind of give you an idea of how to set it up, how Final Fantasy Tactics works, and all that kind of stuff, and the settings that I'm using. So hopefully it helps you. If not, you can ignore this video and go straight to my Geomancer video number 1, which will be coming shortly, or will be posted already. So yeah, just check out my videos, and thanks for watching.